Hi there, trailer owners. Today we're going to be taking a look at Optronics LED clearance and marker light. And this is what our light looks like when it's installed. It's a 6 LED side marker or clearance light with a red cover. You want to keep in mind that a red lens indicates that it's for the rear of the trailer. That's why we've got it at the back corner here on the side. For the front and middle of your trailer, you'd want to use amber lenses. The red cover also has a reflex reflector on it, so when our light's not illuminated, any lights that shine against it will reflect off of it brightly, increasing your visibility at all hours of the day. Inside we have 6 LEDs to produce the bright red light that you see here. And LEDs are considerably less power drawing than incandescent bulbs. So if you're looking to add more lights to your trailer, switching from incandescents to LED is a great way to do so because it's not going to increase the draw on your trailer, whereas incandescents significantly stack up really fast, whereas we can take multiple of these LEDs and they still will likely take less power than one of your regular incandescents. LEDs also typically last about 50 times longer than your regular incandescents, so why not put this in and then just forget about it because it's going to probably work for the life of the trailer. The light's going to be DOT compliant in all states, keeping you legal and safe, and it's a P2 rated light, meaning that it has a 90-degree spread of light that comes out of it. Our light measures 4 inches long by 2 1/16 inches wide and 1 inch deep. This type of light is designed to mount directly on the side of your trailer. There are 2 screw holes located underneath of our lens. It doesn't come with any hardware, so you will have to provide your own screws to get it mounted up. This light's going to be a quick and easy replacement of your old one. It just has 2 screws that hold it on, and there's simply just 2 wires in the back that you have to connect, one power and one ground. And the ground wire on this has a ring terminal pre-attached to it, so you can easily get ground from your trailer's chassis, or we got it right from the metal side frame here on this particular trailer. Now let's go over the installation together so you can have the confidence to do it at home. We'll begin our installation by removing our old damaged light. This one no longer lights up, so we're going to be replacing it. If you're just going to be adding a light where there wasn't one before, you can just skip ahead a little bit and follow along with the installation. We're going to start by taking the lens cover off by popping the cover off at the top using the open gap with our flat-bladed screwdriver. And you can see this one here just kind of fell apart. It's an older one that's been damaged here. We can now remove the whole assembly by taking out the screws. And then we're just going to pull out on it until we have our wiring. Now our wire's pretty short right there. We'd like to have a little bit more to work with. There we go, that's not too bad. So now we can just cut our old wiring off. Here you can see we were grounded just directly to one of the screws. So for this one, we're going to make sure we've got a ring terminal to be able to place underneath one of those screws to get that ground again. We can then cut it off. And again, I want to try to save as much of this factory wiring as we can here, since it's so close. We can then strip this wire and crimp on a heat shrink butt connector. We're using heat shrink butt connectors as this is going to be outside the vehicle, so this will ensure no moisture gets into our connection point here and cause any corrosion. We can then attach the other side to our light. We're going to be hooking it to the black wire, and this light already has a ring terminal pre-installed on it, so we're good to go there for our ground. I do like to strip back just a little bit more than what they give you straight out the box. You can use that, but it's such a small amount it can be difficult to sometimes crimp on it properly, and then your wire pulls out and you have a potential short point. So it's just usually easier just to take a little bit more off at the beginning. And then we'll just crimp this right into the other side of that butt connector and crimp it on down. Gone ahead and shrunk down the butt connector. You can then just pull your cover off to expose the screw holes underneath. We do need to wire our ground wire to one of the screws to get our ground. So we're going to go ahead and line that up. It's best if you can to poke as much excess inside as you can, so that way there's not any wire behind it to keep our light from being pushed out. But there are some cavities here that you see at the bottom that you can tuck your wire into to keep it from pressing outward on the light, so it'll sit flush. So we're just going to poke those in there. Same with our black wire. Just poke that in. And then we can line up our screws with our old screw holes. And then tighten it down. And we're just going to double check on the back side as we're tightening it down to ensure that our wires aren't getting pinched and that we have them in the cavities, so that way it'll all sit flush in the end. Simply just place your cover back on and clip it into place. Went ahead and plugged in our tester and turned it on, and here we can see our lights working properly. That completes our installation of this light. If you have any other lights on your trailer that you're wanting to replace, you can do so using the exact same procedure. And that completes our look at Optronics LED clearance and marker light.